All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing tonight? It is your girl, Life of Libations and Conversations, going live tonight, y'all, with a special holiday edition, the Sister Cypher. We have a continued dialogue about the toxicity that's happening out here with our sisters in our village. And we had a little holiday brunch get together with another sister friend of mine. Her name is Kim. I'll be introducing her shortly at KCW Moments. And she did a holiday brunch and brought some of her sisters and some of the gentlemen together. And we just chopped it up and kind of did a KCW Moments collab along with Libations and Conversations and continue the conversation. So, before we get into all of that and I bring her on, I just hope everybody had a beautiful holiday. Bear with me. This live thing, this new content creator thing is something new. So, hold on as I'm shifting gears into the new year, into 2023. But I'm always here to spread good vibes, good cheer, always having engaging conversations. And of course, you cannot forget the libations. This is courtesy of my hubby tonight. I'm drinking his own little special melody. Let's say that. So, cheers to everybody. Cheers to the holiday. Cheers to the new year. And tonight we're gonna get into it. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring on my girlfriend. Her name is Kimberly Williams to the platform, and she has a business, many businesses, but this one is entitled KCW Moments, and I'm gonna bring her on, and we're gonna just kind of, before we get into the conversation, just find out how each other's year has gone, and just catch up and talk about the brunch and that kind of thing. So, as you guys are tuning into the platform today, and bear with me because my cameras are all over the place too. And I got these damn lashes on, y'all. So, I'm all over the place. I'm googly eyed tonight. So, as you're joining and tuning in, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It takes a lot to do all of this, y'all. You got to be real vulnerable now out here in these social media streets, y'all. And I'm all about transparency, but this is, some newness to me. So, I just hope that you enjoy what I'm bringing to you guys and just what we're bringing collectively to the platform. As I've said before many times, this is not libations and conversations is just one of the many of the collective. We have Seventh Element Productions. We have the Spliffs and Mischief Collective. We go by Grim Gods. I'm a Grim Goddess, of course. We have the Late Night Luncheon. We have beat makers. We have graphic artists. We have activists. We have uh, spokespeople, hosts. All kinds of different collectives, artists, MCs and stuff like that are part of the collective, entrepreneurs. So I'm just a piece of the bigger picture, and I just want you guys, as you're tuning into our platforms, that you get to know us. I hope you like the content. Please give us your feedback. Because as we are trying to raise the vibration, we're trying to grow because these are just our perspectives, we have insight into these things, but this is a collective mind. But we're all here for the betterment and for all of us to be enlightened. So again, as you're tuning in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that button, smash that button, do what you do. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. But join the conversation tonight. This particularly is about us sisters, us trying to have some kind of accountability in the conversations that we have. Again, you've been getting my perspective on things, or initially when I had the conversation, I had another young lady, another sister on Kia. She was on in the conversation, but that was kind of a small piece of that we got to tap into the conversation. So, this is a little bit, I think it's a 5 or 6 of us, and we kind of get into it and you kind of get to see us have a little fun. We unwind. It's the holidays. So, this is kind of like a holiday blooper edition, edutainment. That's what we all here for. So, for those that do not like a little mild profanity, you may want to turn your ear time to time, but we try to keep it respectful here on the platform. But it's adult content. So, you get what you get as well. So I'm gonna bring my girl Kim on and we're gonna go ahead and just see how her year has been. Well, hello there.
What up? What
Welcome
up?
to
What up?
Libations and Conversations. What up? What up? What up? What it do, boo?
What it do, boo? How you doing, life? How you doing
I'm
today?
doing great. I'm doing great.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Welcome to the
Sexy.
platform. We're gonna be talking and chopping it up today about sisterhood. And I think you know a lot about that. Not only are you a good sister friend, you also help a lot of sister friends. I think one thing that outside of, us having our own connection, um, um, again, and this is live, y'all. So you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
You flowing good, girl. You flowing well. It's all good.
But, you also not only are we became friends through you know, on a job, and we have a similar kind of mindset and spirit, you know. But I think you're good to have this continued conversation with. And for anybody else that wants to chime in, and again, the platform here, we're all about it's open dialogue because we're all about growth, right? Also the premise behind libations and conversations, with the cocktail. It's not all about the cocktail. It's more so, I'm deeper than that, y'all. I'm deeper than that. It's about us coming together and pouring into each other. And we come out on the other side of this a little bit more inspired, a little bit more understanding, towards each other. So, again, as we're coming and you guys are chiming into the platform, let's be respectful of everybody's feelings and perspectives and opinions, but let's also be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, smash that like button, smash that love button. But Kim, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them, all the things you do, boo.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Williams. I'm the Kimberly C. Williams. I am the owner and executive producer of KCW Moments, where we are real and relevant. We were formerly on WBGR TV for like 3 years. A couple years ago, COVID and travel with my regular job, I had to pull back. But we are kicking it in. Like my girl Life said, we doing big and better things 2023. I've declared it as the year of recompense, and we getting ready to get everything that was taken, stolen, back. So this year, 2023, we coming large and we coming in charge, and we're just really moving out there. I'm also the owner of KC Williams Enterprises, which, like she said, is like a conglomerate of different services, whether it's business liaisons, business startups, project management, event management, anything like that, and consulting. And I have a nonprofit organization called Nakayo Outreach, where we bridge the gap from welfare to wealth and breaking generational cycles of poverty and birthing out generational wealth. So, and believe it or not, I'm also a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But I'm the
That's right.
different kind of
Hallelujah.
I'm a different kind of preacher. We keep it real, we keep it relevant, very tangible, real life, Rhema, so often in life we get a lot of these dust in the thous, and nobody's really keeping it real. Nobody's telling about the hurt, nobody's telling about the struggle. Nobody really wants to tell about their own personal struggles, but they just want to tell you what you shouldn't be doing, right? Well, I'm that one that's really
How about
open and
that?
transparent, right? I'll tell you about my
Cheers,
struggles. And
cheers to that.
listen,
Cheers to, listen, cheers to that. Cheers to keeping it real and keeping it real in the new year.
absolutely.
I'm all
But
about
I'm thankful.
authenticity.
Yeah. And I'm
You
thankful to be
thankful?
here tonight, to be with you. You've been my girl since day one. When we met, we really kicked it off. We really had a bond that was very, um, what's the word I want to look for? It was really, oh man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I don't even know why
Well,
I can't think of it.
I would just for me, I gravitate to
Organic,
women that yes, yes,
very
okay.
organic.
There we go. Say less. I don't
Yeah.
even need to say it. Yeah. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
generally anybody that I gravitate to that I really have that really gets to know me, really out of the surface. I can be transparent without being transparent. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But for those that really get a piece of me, it has to be not just authentic, but just organic as well. So that's a great word. Yeah. I think, like I said, we have similar spirits.
Yeah.
We both are, I think, definitely come from a service, nurturing, helper provider kind of spirit. We definitely have the same kind of double Dutch vernacular, as I would like to say. We like to play it in the corporate and play it in the streets. That's both.
Absolutely.
That's when you really know how to do it, baby. That's when you really know how to do it. You know.
We become
Um,
all
and
things
you
to
just, you
everybody.
just, you said what?
We become
Say
all
what?
things to everybody.
That's right. And that's how you touch people. But that's how you touch people. You can't stay in one lane. You got to be multifaceted. You got to know how to be. That's why, here on the platform, I don't know everything. I just have insight to what I have insight into,
Hmm.
and that's something that I want to share, but I'm also looking to learn and grow. So, we were, again, I said it was great to have you be a part of this conversation. And it wasn't necessarily particularly planned. It kind of was like we knew we were going to do something together.
Hmm.
Um, and it just kind of came together. You had planned this holiday brunch, and
Hmm.
we had talked about, so we decided to mash up mine for the holiday. And I thought it was a good way to close out my first season. So this is my, not only is this a special moment with having you on, madam, you helped close out my first season one of
Oh,
me kind of shedding my wings, boo, shedding my
yeah.
wings. You know what I'm saying?
End of a thing.
I'm still,
The end of a
I'm
thing
still.
is always
You
better.
said what?
The end of a thing is
You said
always
what?
better than the beginning. I said the end of a thing is
It's
always.
like, whoo. It's like, girl, whoo. Whoo. Phase
Uh,
one is done. You know what I'm saying? Phase one is done. Um, come
I'm
the
super
room.
proud of
Hey
you.
Lil, hey Lil. What's up, Spliffs and Mischief, Seventh Element? It ain't nothing but family in the room. Please, 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 as you come in and smash that like button, do not forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button on the way. Now we get into our conversation. I want to tell them, since we're going live, and if for those of my moderators that are in the room, um, if you guys don't mind, once Kim shares her information, putting it up in the chat for me, so everybody, if they want to get in touch with her, give her services, they'll be able to do so. So if you want to go ahead and share that, and then you can always, we can post it in the chat afterwards too.
Yeah. Well, you can find me on social media. Like Instagram is the Kimberly C. Williams. You see that in my name tag. On Facebook, I'm Kimberly C. Williams. As far as the businesses are concerned, it's KCW LLC on Instagram and on Facebook. And my phone number. Should I give my phone number? I don't care. Long as no crazy. No
No,
crazy.
let them. This age of these internet streets now. You going global. I see. I got people peeking in from South Africa. Shout out to my South Africa subscribers.
Come on now, come on. I know
Um,
that's right. Got
but
the
yeah, let them email you or hit you up in the IG. That's how we do it
yeah.
nowadays.
And you can email me at
Because
ad.
they snatching all age nowadays.
Listen, yes, but if
How
for
about that?
they can get me at admin at kcwmsent.com.
Okay. Do you have access on your side? Can
Do
you
I have a
comment on
website?
anything on your side?
Oh,
No, no, no. From the StreamYard feed, do you have access to the comments on your
I
end?
don't. Mm-mm.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
see.
We're gonna get that in there. We're gonna get
Okay.
that in there. I'll either get one of the moderators to put it in. We'll get you to repeat it a little later, or we'll
Okay.
add it in. But either way, we gonna make sure they know how to get in contact with you. Okay, there we go. Shout out Zero. Thank you so much, Zero, for joining in and putting that in the feed for us. So if you guys want to get in touch with Miss Kimberly Williams of KCW Moments, etc., you can hit her at the admin at kcwsent.com. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
KCW
Okay.
M
Uh,
as in.
okay. So we
Mhm.
got a few people. We got a few people in here. I think it's a good time to kind of, intro our conversation that we had. So you want to go into just telling them, how you kind of did the brunch because you're good, like I said, networker. So, how'd you come up with pulling this together and bringing us all together for that little special KCW moment?
Yeah, it was definitely a KCW moment. Well, I always like, normally I try to do something every year. That's another thing that I love about my girl life, man. She's so multifaceted, multi-talented. Whether it be business, whether it be life, no pun intended,
Thank
or
you.
just,
Thank you.
being a friend. But she's also an amazing bartender, y'all. She is a mixologist.
They gonna get to see. Look,
Yeah.
listen. I'm a humble. Listen, I'm a humble hustler. So it's coming in 2023. It's coming in 2023. But those
Yeah.
that know, baby. Those that know. Cheers.
Yeah, oh, that's right. And so, we became really close at work, and what I did was I kind of was like thinking like, do I want to get together and do something? But this time, I really just wanted my friends and close family just to come together. I didn't really want nobody else to cook. Though she's a great
Hmm.
mixologist, whenever she shows up at my event, she's always mixing something together, and it's always amazing. I didn't want her to really mix, but some of the people in the house knew she was a mixologist. They put her to work, and she was
It,
willing
it
to do
never
it. So
fails. It never fails. I can't go to a party and not end up mixing drinks.
it never
You
fails,
know,
but
I'm joyous. So it's all good. Just just not the ones that try to blame me later for their mistakes.
Because the turn up be real. But it's so smooth. It's so smooth. She real classy with it. And so I had invited her and my brother, her husband, and some other friends came in from out of town, and some people that was local. We just all wanted. I just wanted everybody to come together, and so I came up with this little pancakes and pajamas for Christmas. Oftentimes we see the Christmas pictures. Everybody got their matching pajamas on. So I said, let me see if my friends gonna come out with some pajamas on. And so we had pancakes. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, folks. Sis, I really wanted to make these sweet potato pancakes, right? But it was trash. We did that first batch, it wasn't working. So we gotta be smooth with it. And so we did was we just switched it up, threw that batter
That's what
away,
we do.
and we did blueberry pancakes, and they were amazing. They came out great. And so I just wanted to come together, and because I know that you're such a great conversationalist, and like you said, we got to talking. I said, yo, let's film. And it was so ironic because my sister was like, are you going to get footage? Because, Kim, your events always turn into a great conversation. And I was like, I don't
Yeah, they
know. But
do. They
then when
do. They do. I wish I was doing this, or we would have thought of something like this when we did your 50th party, girl. That was a turn
oh my
up.
God,
That was a
that
turn up
was
there.
amazing. It was a turn up. And
Listen,
so I was like, and then when you called and when I invited you and you had reached out to me and you just can't, you was like, yo, what we gonna do? We gonna collab, we gonna film, we gonna get some footage. And I was like, you know what? That was confirmation. And so I was excited for it. Again, with you doing what you've been doing for the past year, you've been doing an amazing job. Man, I'm
I
like, my
appreciate
sister's
that so much.
growing all the way up. She got
Girl,
DJ
girl,
Cool
you
and
don't
some
even.
others. You understand? I want to be like her when
You
I
said
grow
what?
up. I said, you had DJ Cool and some others coming through your pipeline. I'm like, I'm going to be like her when I
Listen,
grow
listen. It
up.
ain't. Listen. Let me tell you this. First and foremost, everything I do from my heart. First and foremost,
Mhm,
I am very humble.
mhm.
I got ego with, don't ever get it twisted. I got a little ego, but I'm
Yeah.
very humble. I come from a humble place, and I know you know that.
Yeah.
I'm just here to give love and
Yeah.
help if I can, if and where I can. Sometimes even if I'm not kind of sister. Even if you don't ask, I'm an empath, and I just know, and I just understand because I know what I'm missing and I need or have missed and need, and you know I think
Hmm.
that's part of whether people understand it in a moment, whether and again, it's also a balance thing with anything you do. Um,
Hmm.
so just as also as whether I say people understand that or not in the moment, it's also about me finding a balance to when to interject, and that's something that I definitely have have been working on, or have come to learn about myself for many years. But when you're naturally a certain kind of way, and you've done things for a certain kind of way for so long, it's habitual, and trying to flick that off, that switch isn't so easy. So it's something I've been working on. And then I've had this year has been a year, you know, it's just been a growth year, awakening year, accountable year, an insightful year, um, a healing year, still in the process for
Yeah.
a while here, but with everything, I'm always, when the dust settles, and even before the dust settles, I'm really about, I really understand there's a picture. Everything happens for a reason, whether we understand that in a moment or not. God has a plan. He's all in part of the process, and think that we got different phases of testing, and it's all about if you're ready to go, whether you're ready to, I guess, step in, step up, step in, and step through. How about that?
That's good. That's good. I like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this year has been one of these years for me that I really just took over. I took control of my
Mhm,
life like never before. As a
mhm,
53-year-old African American woman, life can be different. I have a vast background. God has graced me with the ability to be in some rooms, whether there would be presidents and kings and queens. And I've traveled around the world literally. He's put me in the room with some amazing people. But this year, even though I was in those rooms, life, and I was being real and I was being relevant in the moment, depending on the
mhm.
conversation. But I really
Right.
wasn't being real and relevant with myself.
Mhm.
And so
I know
this
exactly what you mean.
in 2022, I took my life back. I made decisions for me. Um, because even though I've interviewed great, I've worked with great, I've done great,
Mhm,
no one could hear my screams. My silence was speaking volumes, but no one was paying attention. I don't know if they were paying attention. We talk about sisterhood. I don't know if
mhm.
they were paying attention because life, when people like ourselves, we're always the strong ones. We're always the one helping one another. That no one heard the silent screams, and so I had to.
That's your next book. That's your next book. No one heard the silent screams.
Let me write that down right now.
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. I'm good for this kind of stuff. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's being documented now.
Yes, yeah, yes. Okay.
But
Yeah,
no, yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, so we had um the get together, sister brunch. Well, it wasn't a sister brunch, it was just a girlfriend. I mean, it was a friend brunch because it was,
yeah,
like I said, there were husbands and counterparts there. So
yeah.
I never disclaim or discredit or cast out the men. Um
Yeah.
because if everything plays right tonight, guys, because we're going live, so we're gonna see how this goes. But we got some footage from the holiday brunch, and we
Mhm.
get a little word from the fella to shout to my husband, Pure
Yeah.
Fire. He
Pure
he
fire.
was there representing for the men. So some of the background commentary that you hear is coming from him. So the
I
fellas had
appreciate
had
my
had
brother.
something to say.
I
Yeah, yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
my
Appreciate
brother.
appreciate all the brothers. Appreciate all the brothers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had a holiday brunch. We had just a lot of laughs and all that kind of stuff, dancing and some good food. Oh no, what'd you have? Salmon bites, girl. Yes, those salmon bites. Yes, maybe
Yes,
do the
let me tell you
shoulder,
something.
shoulder lean,
Yes.
right?
I got that idea from this girl. She's an IG person. She's a sister like us. Her name is Kimmy Creations, and shout out to her.
Okay.
I
Oh, I
was
know about her.
her.
Yeah, I follow
Yeah,
her.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's,
listen. If you know her, Kimmy Creations, holla at your girl License and Conversations. We're gonna do a mashup cocktails and your food because
yeah,
I follow you, girl. You be doing it. I'm trying not to dive
right.
all into the new year, but maybe in the first like 30, 45 days, maybe to get a
Yes.
bite, a little sample or
Get a
two.
bite. And so I said I wanted to do that. I was trying to think about some of my friends, like your palate is different. Other people, I had the bacon and the sausage, but some people they don't eat pork and stuff. So that was my,
And you
pescatarian.
know, you was just doing you was doing it your way. You know,
Been
you was
doing it
doing it
my
the
way.
KCW way. You know,
It
I
was a
can't do that.
KCW
I
moment.
had to do a little something. Different. That was
Yeah,
let
so
me tell you that right there.
we had pancakes, we had eggs, we had grits, we had, like you said, salmon, rice,
Uh-huh.
sausage, bacon, we
Listen,
had pastries, we
listen,
had
shout out. Let
fruit.
me shout out the sisters. Let's shout out the fellas because I don't remember all the fellas' names. So let's shout out the fellas.
It was Brent.
You go ahead, give
It was Brent and Joseph
yes,
and
Brent.
Pure Fire. It was on, but see, this is the
Pure
thing.
fire.
Pure Fire. I can't say his name like you said. But this is the thing for me. This is the thing for me. I think as women, it's always good for that sister power, like you said, the sister to come together. But every now and then we can dribble in some of that estrogen from men who we know that we can trust, men we know that have
Mm-hmm.
our best interests. And it was really fun to see. And then another thing that blew me away was the intergenerational aspect in the room, because we had people from their 20s all the way up into their
Yeah.
50s represented in the
The
room.
fire said, good. You see him?
Mhm.
He said, good.
Yeah, and we had all kinds of conversation, that stuff we didn't even
Yeah.
capture, but just good conversation from the time you walked through the door. It was a good collaboration of people in the room. We had some, man, when I tell you, some heavy hitters in the room. It was I'm gonna be honest with you, like I didn't even, because y'all are my friends or people that I love, I interact with, but with me, every time we come together, we gonna always do a little bit of networking. And when I started rolling out them resumes, I was like, oh my gosh, God, man, we had some heavy hitters in the room. The conversation was just bananas. We talked about simple things all the way to life things, and just
Mm-hmm.
it was just good. It was just good. The food was good. The conversation was good. Fellowship was good. So, you know,
Yeah, look,
um,
excuse me if I'm looking crazy to y'all right now. My like I say, I got one camera trying to multitask these screens. I got my footage down here. I got the camera up there, and I got these lashes on, child. So I got a little. I think I got a little Asian in my family. So with these lashes, y'all, I'm like a little look like I'm squinty eyes. So bear with me. Either way, yeah. First and foremost, we all just real people. First and foremost, that do that are doing what or trying either have landed in our purpose, heading towards our purpose. You know what I mean? So, you know, but we just all real people, just doing real things and trying to help. But yeah, it was some great network, some change makers, as I like to say.
mhm,
Um, whether they're just on the ground level, right now, some of them are in corporate or, but these are some of the people that, 5, 10 years from now, are probably really making some things happen here,
mhm,
within the United States, globally, et cetera, et cetera. So I
mhm,
was just, I'm always thankful and humbled by anybody that I come across, especially when the energy and the vibe is right, you know. I really don't. I try not to get caught up in airs because we all come from basically the same place. We all came out the same way. We all, about
mhm,
from the same creator. But
mhm.
yeah, I'm always thankful and thankful. When you talk about the DJ Cool and all that. Listen, when I started out this dang on platform, honey, whoo, yeah, you hear how I exhale, and some of you guys that I've talked to or allowed me space to talk about it, like it ain't
Mhm.
bragging, y'all. This is a lot. It's a lot, but it's not. Don't get the wrong impression. I'm loving it. It is everything that, I've been talking stuff for years. I've been dabbling and playing around, but taking this leap is something different. Like I said before, those that know me know, but this is different. This is very different. And I'm just humbled and thankful by just how myself and the platform has been received. And, in fact, I'm ending with DJ Cool and Priest the Nomad and to the point where I'm closing out with a live child. Let me tell you, I ain't got no collar, but I'm popping all my collars, okay? I'm
I
popping them
know
all.
that's right.
I'm proud of my dang on self, I finally like took the leap. I ain't just put my foot in the water. I took the leap. So I'm happy about that. So we about to get into this conversation. Um, Again, I had about, I don't know, maybe about a month ago now, I went live and touched base on the toxicity of Black women and where that spawned from is I sit on this other podcast from time to time where it's a podcast where they're talking about women. It's called No Man Mondays,
Mm.
and it basically it's their version, kind of like I like to say a Kevin Samuel esque show, where they you know where they basically it's their floor to ask questions about us, why we do some of the things that we do in relationships and because one thing I think the biggest one of the types are our mouths, and I say that twofold. That's a 50-50 thing. It may even be leaning towards a 60-40, 70-30 on their side nowadays because things are becoming extreme. But I would say that when it comes to the men as well, things just going a little bit extreme or just across the board. So I just try libations and conversation in your girl life. And Kim, I'm always trying to find a balance. I'm a Libra. I'm a true Libra through and through, honey. I'm really the scales. It drives me crazy sometimes because sometimes I just want to be and keep it going. But that's just not how I'm set up. And that's not who my spirit is, So this platform is trying to find a balance, trying to find a middle ground where we can meet where our where we meet with some kind of understanding and then try to build a conversation and dialogue from there. You
Yeah.
know, um, so that's what it's all about. So yeah, we got some women together, and I like that because again, because the more perspectives that you have, the more feedback, insight that you get. You're just getting more insight into the thought process from that genre, whatever. So
Mm.
I'm gonna see. Let's see if we can get this to play today. Let's see. All right. Well, let's see what it do. Let's see what it do, boo.
Oh my
And
gosh.
ladies and gentlemen, can you see? Don't worry. Don't worry. We keep it real here on the show. They look. They see you today. They see. I'm everything. I ain't listen. I give them everything. Okay. Take it how you take it, baby. But those that know, they know your girl. Okay. So
I'm
they get to
tired.
see the real. This is what any person that's real, they giving you everything. We don't look 100% all day, but we ain't gonna hold it there. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play so they can. All right, so let me get it together, y'all. All
I
right,
was
this
telling
is
my
love. I know
people,
you love me for this. Go ahead.
I was telling my peoples, I said when I got on the screen, ladies, I was like, listen, I ain't got a friend or a mirror. Y'all did not tell me I was looking like a fool in here. But when I tell you
Listen, I can
so
give you an out.
sweet.
Listen, I tried to give you an out. I tried to give you an out, right? You was like, no, let's do it. We doing this. You even started fussing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
here we go.
Whew.
So here we go. All right, y'all. This is our conversation. All right. And what I'll probably do is I may stop it at certain points of the conversation and me and you kind of do a touch base or whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, got
Is that kind of loud?
I can't hear it
Y'all
at
tell me
all.
if that's
I can't hear it at all. I can't hear nothing.
Hold on.
Maybe
Hold
that's a
up.
good thing.
Hold on,
Cause
y'all. This live. I told y'all. No,
that's
wait.
maybe a good thing. Cause
Wait.
I'm looking real crazy. I think when we
Wait.
got to talking, and I was moving. It was a little better, but I'm
That's what
looking
I'm
kind of.
saying. Wait. I'm trying to hold up. Share screen. Because I think that's what I did last time. No, the audio is there. So wait a minute. This may be we may just have to talk it all the way
We're gonna
up.
talk. Y'all saw the pictures. We in here. It was
All right. We're
live.
gonna try this again. I saw my tab said the sound. I ain't crazy now. Let me see. Now, if
That's
it don't
funny.
do it this time, it might be the Lord, the Most
Woo.
High. Okay. So let me see.
You
Try
know what this
this
is telling me, girl?
one
Get your
more.
whole life together. Give me 6 months. Give me 6 months.
Child,
We gonna have a thing.
you should have seen how I looked. You should have seen how I looked about 45 minutes before we got on. But hey, showtime, baby.
It's
Wait a
like
minute.
no makeup, and then for all my deep saints that's listening in on my from my page on Facebook, this is great juice.
Listen, this is
Even
not.
even though I'm a whole lot of grown, and I can have a drink because the drink don't have me. You
Listen,
understand what I'm
this
saying?
is
But
Libations
tonight
Conversations.
I'm
Is a
drinking
no
grape juice.
judgment zone. I am a bartender mixologist. We do cocktails and mocktails. Whatever you have it your way here on the platform. We don't push nothing on
Listen,
here. You know what I'm saying? And
ain't
libations,
nobody
again, you said what?
ain't nobody bringing you to the house for no mocktails. We need to get
Girl,
those
yes, it is.
bills
You
in.
don't know that's a big thing now. That's a
Really?
big thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
child, you
lie to
better get
y'all.
on those and stuff.
I don't bring her to my house for mocktails, but okay.
Okay, you say that now. Remember,
but
she
right
said it
now,
here on Libations and Conversations.
I'm drinking grape juice, though,
All
y'all.
right, so let's try this one more time. One more time. You tell me if you hear
Okay,
anything. Otherwise, we just gonna have to talk it out.
we're gonna talk it out. I think I don't hear nothing. My peoples look good, but
Can y'all tell me in the chat if y'all can hear anything? Y'all tell me if y'all can hear anything.
ooh,
And look, in the meantime, if y'all can't, let me give some funny commentary. Y'all see my little cursor, right?
yeah. I see the cursor.
You see the one point ones, the one with the blonde locks, color blondie. You can't hear it at all, though, right? You can't hear it.
I can't hear it. She was a whole mood.
Can you hear it? Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out that just not gonna work. We're gonna won't figure that out for 2023. But you
Uh,
see, we attempted it. We took a step. We took a step. So
yes.
it's not meant to show that. We made once I get it together, I may post it up on the hold on now. Let me turn this thing off. Child, it's too
Yeah.
many.
You gonna put it on YouTube? They can go back to YouTube and watch the conversation.
Hold on. You know what? Let me try one more time. One more time. My sound engineer just showed up. It may have been me. Hold on. Ah, tell me.
I can't hear you.
You still can't hear?
Uh-uh.
Okay. I'm done with that. We're gonna figure that out. All right. So what happened?
You
Oh, I
gotta
know what
stop
happened.
sharing.
I know, child. This multitasking, being the host, the studio engineer, the camera girl, the.
You gotta become everything you need. Tell everything you
You
need.
know,
Show up.
but hey, I'm all about that one girl, one man, one woman show. I'm all for it. So thank you. Shout out to the mommies and the god mommies in the house. Excuse me, guys. So
Yeah.
okay, let's get into this conversation since we weren't able to get the footage to play today, but I'll work on that and post that up on the platform for you guys to kind of see because it was some funny bloopers and footage, and we just had a good time. And I'm actually glad that I can't show it now because I didn't get to incorporate. I actually got a lot of good footage of the dancing and singing, and so I'm gonna put a little montage together and post it up on the platform a little bit later for the new year. So,
Make sure you put a disclaimer up there.
oh no, girl, I'm an editor.
All right, Clarissa. I see your comment. She love
Yes,
mocktails. And
that's right.
mocktails love her. Bless the
So
Lord.
you got a mocktail tonight. Cheers up to the mocktail crew.
Yes. Have you ever made me a mocktail? Life? No.
I don't think
Think.
so. I mean, I've made them at parties before, but I don't think I made one for you. No.
I tell you what, my son was like, my son and my daughter, the young kids, for my 50th, was loving your strawberry Hennessy.
Yeah, your son was like, "Oh, this the Friday strawberry Hennessy." I was like, "No, this is my strawberry Hennessy."
Listen, he made me two signature drinks, one for the men and one for the women. And honey, listen, we had bought so much. She had given me a list of what to go buy, and I just went and bought everything on the list. She was like, "Girl, you ain't had to buy everything on the list," but we just wanted to have a variety of things for people.
Well, you had leftovers for sure.
Yes, but let me tell you something, y'all. Her drinks that she made for me, the signature drinks, we almost ran out of that. The people wasn't even really drinking the other drinks.
No, honey, no, you don't remember, and I know why you might not have remembered eventually. But either way, they was hitting the bar. We were making drinks from scratch, as well as they was had
Girl,
the two. So you had two signature drinks in. I think those were like 2-3 gallon. I think I say at least 2 gallon a piece. Right. I think it was 3 gallon, but yeah, either way, two of those, and each one was a signature drink. Then we had the bar, because I like to offer everything. I mean, it depends. It depends.
She did.
It depends. Depending on who I'm doing it for. Depending on who. Disclaimer. Depending on who I'm doing it for. Some people just gonna get straight up. Oh, whatever is on the contract. You got extra, boo. You got extra.
That's
and a discount. Yeah.
That's the sisterhood. Yes, she did. But I'm gonna tell y'all, she worth everything. Yo, we got
and shout out to my I'm the bar manager, my other bartender, hubby, pure fire.
Pure
He's
fire kept a drinking.
He's my support system, honey. We a tag team duo. When he need help, go ahead.
Pure fire kept a drink in my hand. I was like, where are all these drinks coming from? Every time if he didn't see a drink in my hand, he was like, here you go.
He was making sure you were celebrating. But we one thing I say is it's not all about the cocktails. I consider myself to be a fairly good mixologist bartender. If you know how to cook, I think bartending is the same way. I treat it the same way. So it's like the chefs of mixology, I guess. Now what they doing nowadays, I am so impressed by. I'm looking to push the envelope, but I don't know if I'm trying to push it all the way there. But I love to have some of you guys on the platform. Shout out to LP. If you guys have not tuned into Netflix's what is it, bartender, oh man, I can't think of it right now, but it's the new bartender show. It's the first that's on Netflix, and two of the young ladies that are featured on there are from Washington DC, and they sisters, and the winner of the show is a sister from DC, and her name is LP. Y'all check her out. I think she goes by LP Drinks on IG. But she is not only a mixologist, she like a scientist. She like a mad scientist, and she, as somebody that I came in late in the game. I came in the bartender game in like 2014 in my later 30s. Um, and blacks, we weren't really being featured and showcased. It's still something, but now, to see that show come out, and not only to see a sister on there, not only did a sister win, but to have two from DC, the DMV,
Yeah.
we doing some things in DMV area. There's a lot of greatness here in the city. There is a lot of greatness here in the city, and again, shout out to not just only LP, and I forget the other sister's name, but all the bartenders. It's amazing industry. It takes a lot. Do not, for those of you guys that like to go out and have a good time, do not take those in the hospitality, restaurant, any of that industry. Don't slight them. It takes, you got to perform at a high level to do what you do. And I've outside of me being a bartender, I've always worked in jobs where I've worked in a huge network circle where it's put me in a position to rub shoulders with a little bit of everybody, which is also able to watch, how I'm able to do today. So don't take those people lightly. Don't take them for granted. Anybody in the service industry, you got to perform at a high level and put up with a lot of stuff. But those mixologists and bartenders out here doing what they do, it's a dirty, dirty, filthy job, y'all. And it's long hours, and it's really like a mouse, or like you're on a treadmill. Your entire shift, you just running, 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 and you just all about making, you making people feel good, making sure they, their needs are met, and raising their vibrations. So, it just takes a lot to do that. So, all right, we are finally about to get into this conversation since we were not able to show you guys the footage, and we had some sisters. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm humble. I'm humble. I know I come low on the total pole, but when it comes, I think what makes me great is I'm a great mixologist. I make a great drink. I can make a little bit of everything, right? But it's my customer service. I'm great with people. I know how to touch people. I know how to make people feel good. All that other stuff are the fillers. You just got to know how to touch people, know how to connect with people. And I've always, that's what I lead with, is that connection piece. And I'm real good at making people drop their facades and their guards. I love a challenge of someone that comes in with a certain air, and they like to present themselves like they just, whatever. I ain't even gonna put no words on it, but I love to not knock it down. I just like to nudge it, and kind of make them kind of like reflect on themselves for just a second. You know what I mean? So yeah. So we had the holiday brunch with the sisters. Who was there? Dawn was there, Keisha was there.
Yeah, Wanda Wong was there.
Uh-huh. Wanda was there.
Bree,
Bree
Tisa,
was there. Tisa.
Bree. My
Yeah,
daughter was
yeah, I was
there.
gonna say Bree was on chime in online.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're not leaving nobody out.
And then
Alicia. Yeah.
Joseph's girlfriend.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Queen. I don't call her that. I don't call her that. I call her Queenie
Queen
Queen.
was there.
Watermelon onesie. Watermelon onesie. I hope you tuning in. If not, catch me on the replay, boo. Hit me up.
I know that's right. But yeah, we had and Bree and Brent at the time, they were newlyweds. On the Friday before Christmas, I performed their nuptials.
I saw that. Shout out to the newlyweds, Bree and Brent.
Brent,
Congratulations to you guys.
yes,
Y'all look sharp. I saw you guys. I saw y'all
yes,
with y'all little rings and stuff. Y'all look sharp. I saw you, Kim. I saw you, Kim. You look good, girl. You clean up well. You clean up well.
clean up well, yes. But yeah, so it was a great conversation. I love the way, again, the intergenerational, and it was great to hear the different thoughts when you talking about black women and toxicity. You know what I mean? And how do you? I think Alicia asked the question, or Queen, she asked the question about new friends, and her and Bree had this thing, no new friend application
Yeah, yeah,
out, right?
yeah.
Um, and you know how then it was me and you and Dawn. We came with from another side of it. Just saying it's not so much that it's no new friend applications, but in this season it's more organics. That when if you meet somebody and it happens organically,
Mm-hmm.
then great. But for the most part, most people are just your associates. And you know, we talked about how to support one another, and like again, you know, Queen, she was really in on the conversation. She had a lot to say when it came to like her stance and boundaries when she don't really care for a person. You know, to me, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I feel like she had an extreme, because just because I may not care for your personality, that doesn't mean that I would not communicate or conversate with you.
Well, let
She
me let me let me let me before we get too far into the conversation, since they're not able to see the footage, I'm gonna try to kind of give them a verbal recap. So, in regards to what we're talking about right now, this particular part of the conversation, of course, we were addressing, just the issues that we've individually had, or the perspective, the position that we come from individually, of our experience of dealing with another Black woman, whether it be a girlfriend, family member, co-worker, whatever. There's an experience we've all had with each one of those types
Mhm.
of people. But we were giving insight to that, and of our own individual perspectives. And the young lady Queen, Watermelon Onesie, was this part of, I had actually mentioned about, she had asked, how do you make new friends? Of course, there was other conversation previous to this, but she had asked this particular question: how do you make new friends when dealing with some of these other controversies or issues with Black women? And my particular response to that was to slow walk it, the same way that you approach dating with a guy. Um, and when you see the footage, I'm glad I'm actually getting to say this too, because sometimes the way that I speak, sometimes in a moment when I'm feeling something, it can kind of confuse you. Thank you for the love, guys. And thank you guys for tuning in. Please, as you join in the conversation, please do not forget to love, share, and subscribe. And also we want your 2 cents, if I can get up here and go live and record all these episodes for y'all can come on here and give y'all 2 cents for a hot minute. And like I said, I'm not trying to push anybody. Everybody doesn't have to go live. And understand, if you go live, you don't have to show your face. You can come on and it just be your voice. That's if you choose to. But you could just put some of your thoughts inside the chat and we can chime in on that. Excuse me. But so I had said that I thought that the way that I particularly approach those is a slow walk them, particularly because I've learned in the past with females, my experience with a lot of females, and I'll say this, because I'm learning how to be more vulnerable and transparent, it on this live thing, if I'm trying to raise the vibration and trying to teach us, and then I got to be a little bit more transparent. So what I mean by that is, my personality, I have a very alpha personality, a very strong personality. I know how to be humble. Like I said, I'm very much the scales, but I am a true alpha. Some people, I think, when I get in spaces with women, my experience is because I am an empath and I'm a people watcher, observer by nature. I come into the room wanting and leading with love generally. At least that's what my intention is. But from my experience of, and this goes from childhood, there's always some there's always one, two, or whatever, depending on how large the room and in the space that you're kind of in. There's always someone fighting for that space to control that space, and the way that I walk in a space, before I even say anything, again, and energy is everywhere, right?
Mhm.
And energy that you feel doesn't always have to be a bad energy. Sometimes people don't like your energy because of the aura and the strength of it that's let off. And
Mhm.
for myself, what I've found is that particularly being the case sometimes, but generally when I come into a room, I understand that a lot of us, especially as Black women, we a lot of us are leaders, so I usually will come in a room and fill the space out and kind of see if there's a lot of strong women in there and I feel that there's some kind of competition. If I can feel a competition coming on, I'll dumb myself down. But I've learned in doing that, sometimes I do myself a disservice because it gives the wrong impression to the woman. It shouldn't. It should be taken into consideration. But again, it all depends on the intention of the individual. So, so she was saying, how do you make friends? And I said that you should I had made the thing about you should slow walk it. And she was like, her and Bree were like, I don't want to slow walk it at this point, stage, age, and game.
Mhm.
So this is kind of where her, what Kim is talking about. She was like, I don't want to slow walk it at this point. It's either we gonna be friends or we not. Basically, she was saying like if she gets into a relationship with a woman, she wants to go into a kind of going into it, understanding that this is going to lead to something. I don't think the only way that you can even know that is to slow walk it, to let it unravel, and that's how a relationship works. So I'll let you pick up from there.
Yeah. Again, and I was just amazed, with the generational gap, the years in between, but they had the same viewpoint. And then Bree took it again. She took it further, like to say, there's no new friend applications, because she was like, she has a great circle around her, and she's not particularly looking for any new friends. But I found it interesting. For me, I'm big on having those key players around you. You know what I mean, that you keep close, but it's always good to have a network, you know what I mean, of where you can go, who you can talk to. But I think that I my desire is to see women uplift one another. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like you touched on when you come in the room. I was talking to a client today and she was like, yo, Miss Kim, you big. And she wasn't talking about my size. She
Mhm.
was talking about who I am is big. And she was like, when you walk in a room, it's like you said, you automatically demand attention just
Mhm.
because who you are and what you
Yeah.
carry. And I just wish that women, when we get in a room, because all of us are big in some form or fashion,
Yeah.
whether it's, some of us may not exude big, but if they start to talk, they are. Because some people come in, they're a little docile. I come into the room, I'm always going to light it up. You know what
And
I'm
then,
saying?
everybody has their place and
Right,
position and what their
right.
gift is. Me and you may be more of a presence, in the sense of our stature. We both have height. We both
Yeah.
are what I like to call slim thick. Okay. Um, pleasingly thick. But so stature, yes, we have stature, but a lot of times my stature, I'm judged before, like I say, before I even make a move, before I
Yeah.
even whatever. I'm
Yeah.
judged. I've had so many people tell me it's the way you walk, it's the way you talk, it's the way you what did somebody tell me one time? I was told by a former boss that we were having this kind of conversation. And it was just we had that kind of relationship, but it was very telling. She said, "Oh, I know what it is." She said, "You just look like she said, "You just look like you think you're better than everybody else. So you just something like that," she said to me. Now, mind you,
She is so
I ain't
far from the truth.
I ain't been nothing but helpful. I ain't been nothing. And then she said something about my beauty. That was the other thing that came. And I've had that as well. Say what you want. And I know who I am, but that's what I mean about having a very authentic conversation.
Hmm.
I know we talk about, yeah, us sisters get together and we make some powerful things happen, even with us having these issues. So imagine what we could do if we push that shit aside.
Exactly. And then what I wanted to get to too is like, when do we get to the place where not only we celebrate one another, but we can yield to
Mm-hmm.
the conversation, or yield to the energy, or yield to the moment, right? Like, if I come, like, prime example, we are on vibrations and conversation. This is your platform. You don't come in, I don't come in as a radio TV executive producer or whatever, coming in like, oh, taking over, but to yield to your grace, yield to your bigness, and just celebrate. And I could just sit back and, I don't want to say the word submit to it, because
Well,
people,
let's not even, I don't even think it's that.
it,
And
it,
I appreciate you for even using those words to kind of in the same light as me, right?
yeah,
But again, because again, we on this social media stuff, and people take stuff and read into it. I
yeah,
want them
they
to
do.
really
And
have
no,
some. But
listen,
me and you understand where we coming from. But I do, I
yeah,
appreciate you saying that. But at
yeah,
the end of the day, it's about us celebrating each other. I say all the time, it's a village movement. That's what
yeah,
this is about. Yes, okay.
right,
Because we were having conversations years before. I was talking about a lot of this. You know
hmm,
what I'm saying? And
right,
people that know me years before that, I've been
yeah,
talking about this. I've been dabbling in this. I did
right,
online radio. I've dabbled in events and helped,
hmm,
curate events and talent scouted and stuff like that. But always kind of jumping in and jumping out because I was doubting myself and also scared of my greatness, to be honest with you. If I'm really
yeah,
being authentic and transparent, scared of my greatness, because if I'm I know the saying of you ain't doing nothing right if you ain't got no haters. And let me tell you something. I know I'm great. I've been getting
yeah,
hate since
because they're
I've
gonna
been
come.
getting hate since day one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But also, without all that being said, I've also had a lot of love. I've had a lot of sisters pour into
yeah,
me. And a lot of those sisters are elders.
yeah,
I ain't got no problem with elder sisters. Me and elder sisters, we get along good, 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 good,
hmm,
good, good. And one of my sisters that's probably like 10, 12 years older than me, and I had hit my 40s, and some of my friends, family may have heard the story before, but I hit my 40s and I was like, girl, I said, something just come over me. I just feel like I don't give a,
hmm.
And she said, oh, child, she said, that's because you don't hit them 40. She said, wait till you hit these. She said, wait till you hit your 50s. She said, you ain't gonna give a mother, you know. And I'm not too far from that, and which is probably part of what me spawning this platform too, is I'm sick and
Hmm.
tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And, you know, I just
I just want to say to you though,
yeah.
Dave, there's gonna come a day when you don't even gotta preface that. You ain't
Mhm.
listen. You getting haterade, and you always give a disclaimer. And you know what I'm saying? You don't, I mean, you come in, you are larger than life, but you're very humble. But there's gonna come a time when you ain't even, why you gotta do a disclaimer? You are a fabulous, you are amazing in all of your grandeur. He created you that way. The creator created you that way.
I
I want to be
appreciate that.
able to celebrate and cut the toxicity without me apologizing for being who I am.
How
It's
about that?
enough that
That
we
part.
come on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me give you this over there. Gunshots on that. Boop, boop, boop,
Listen,
boop.
it's already hard enough for us to go into our counterparts' rooms, and we feel that we either got to dumb down, dim our light, you know what
Mm.
I'm saying? But to come into a room with all this black girl magic, and we are like on TikTok now, everybody got the follow the black girl train, like train. We
Right, 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 right.
we
I'm
on
trying to get my
train.
boat. I'm trying to sail my ship. I got to figure out how to do it.
Listen, we want everything, right? So we are, if we are that, you shouldn't. If I mean the
You're
toxicity,
right. You're right. You ain't the only one. You ain't the
no,
only one. You ain't the
be-
only one.
because I'm just saying, sis, you are amazing. Your creativity is beyond any room that you've ever walked in. Your creativity has taken you and put you in places that most would never know if unless they
Mhm.
ask the question. But when are you able to be who you are in your fullness? And
Right.
then we just get to this place where, baby,
Just be
if I
unapologetic.
unapologetically, yo,
Mhm.
if you in the room with me and I'm in the room with you, and you all that you are, and I'm all that I am, oh
Well,
baby,
I mean, that's when you got that's when you got some greatness, some
exactly.
synergy happening right there. You just got it's just all love, and
Listen,
that's why me and you are here sharing this space
yes,
right
and
now
it's
because
like
it ain't no, I understand your greatness and your light, you understand my greatness and my
right,
light, and we just trying to illuminate each other on a whole nother level. You
exactly.
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? And then illuminate others.
exactly,
So that's what makes
exactly,
it great. That's when you got some great synergy, some great sisterhood, and you cutting out
exactly.
all of that other stuff. You
And
know
then
what I mean?
And then another thing we got to do to kill this toxicity, we just got to understand and know that everybody's time is not at the same time.
That's true.
It's just not.
That's
You
true.
listen, let me tell you something. You are light years ahead of me in areas on this podcast thing. You know, I did everything through the station. But the
Mm.
way you came in here independent and I'm just looking like, yo, my sister, she doing the doggone thing. I'm like,
Well,
you just
let me say this too. I appreciate that, but
stop.
in our conversations, no, no, no. What I want to say is, this is me also. This is me giving myself all full whatever,
Yeah.
because I've talked about a lot of things to you.
Mhm.
I have done things. I've just been in the shadows.
Yeah.
I do what I do. I do it. I get it done, and I'm out. And again, I'm a vibe person. When you're dealing with this industry and this market, it's a lot of shade. It's a lot of stuff you got to deal with. So you got to learn how to navigate and find your positioning and your spot
Right.
too. So it was all of that. But no, this how you think, what you was getting
Listen,
what you was getting on the job was just me using, I be
no,
serving up.
hear me. Hear me what I'm saying to you is this is hear me what I'm saying to you is I am so godly, just so excited and happy for you, not downplaying thinking that you didn't know what you was doing. I
Mhm.
knew you knew what you was doing. I was just waiting for you to step up. That's all I'm saying. You know
That's
what
how I
I'm
was saying. You're not the only one that said that. I had a shout out to my girl Alexa. She was my first guest on the
saying? Yeah.
platform.
You know what I'm
Yeah, she
saying?
said the
And
same thing.
you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, okay, because sometimes we would meet in the hallway, and I'm like, why I got to do all the daggone talking?
Meeting
I'm
in the
trying to
hallway,
hear.
it was something. Meeting in the hallway, like Lord, between me or you, it's like, oh, it's something going on, chat. I
It's
need to meet
something
in the
going
hallway.
on. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give everybody my ear, and I don't,
Neither
you
do
know what
I.
I'm saying. But it was times that I would meet you in the hallway, and I would be in tears. I'd be going through the storm. You understand what I'm saying? And then it would be vice versa. And you would encourage me. We meet, we go to lunch, we do whatever. So I'm just saying, in some areas, I can celebrate and yield and say, yo, you're light years ahead of me in some areas. And it is what it is. And I ain't mad, girl. I'm like, baby, I've been talking about you. I be in North Carolina. I be everywhere. Listen, let me tell y'all about my girl, right? Because that's what I mean. That's the only way we're going to stop the toxicity. When we have to internalize, and we can't always say, oh, that's because you whole and that's because you completely healed. No, I'm not completely healed. We ain't gonna be completely healed until we leave this earth. You hear what I'm
How
saying?
about that? That's
We
all I'm
not
saying.
gonna be
This, this,
always
this, this
together.
thing is a journey, honey. Ain't nobody, ain't you. We are
I
constant.
love that,
We are
Carl. I hope
constant.
I'm saying your name. She said we should never be afraid to walk in self-assurance. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my mama. That's my mama.
Oh, yeah, because
Shout out, shout out.
shout out to
Thank
moms.
you for the comment and the support. Thank you guys. And
Yeah.
also, guys, again, while you tuning in, please don't forget to smash that love button. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm on with my girl Kimberly Williams of KCW Moments. We're just talking and chopping it up. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I gotta reposition myself in this chair. It's over an
Girl,
hour. We having some good conversation tonight. We just gonna let it flow. You good?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just
Okay.
like, I
But
just,
what I was going to say, let me finish plugging you. Come on
oh,
now. Let me, you just big me up. I'm teaching in a moment too. Let's get your plug, girl. Let's get this money.
you funny. Get this
This
money.
money. But but no, yeah, this is my sister friend, KCW Moments is her business, Kimberly Williams. Her information, if you'd like to get in touch with her, and get any assistance and utilize any of her services, her email is in the chat. If one of my moderators could repost that for those tuning in, I would greatly appreciate it. But it's admin at KCWM SENT.com, admin at KCWMsent.com. Thank you, Zero, for putting that in a chat for everybody. And again, guys, it's kind of quiet out there. I mean, I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you guys want to join the line, the StreamYard Live is pinned at the top of the chat feed. Feel free. You don't have to come online and show your face, but if you want to tune in and chime in on a conversation, you can do that live via the StreamYard chat. I mean StreamYard link and or the chat. But we want you to chime in on the conversation. We just talking about the toxicity in Sister Village and some of the things and struggles that we go through, as well as some kind of ideas of resolution solutions, all of that kind of stuff. Because we're not just about, again, we want to have accountable conversations, but we don't want to just stop there. That's the other thing. I think a lot of conversations that are being had, we just talking about the issue, but we're not talking about any growth of next steps. I'm tired of talking about the issue. Issue ain't changing nothing. It ain't taking us to the next phase, the next level. It's getting on my damn
Right.
nerves
Right.
talking about the same issue. you
Over and
know
over again.
yeah, and instead of people talking about resolution, they just kind of copping out and taking more of a selfish perspective, selfish
Yeah.
plane, and I think that's the big issue in this day and age, the age of just selfishness. Everybody is just the me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 and a lot of us don't take in consideration um what we're putting into our bodies, actually, like the food we eat, all of these frequencies and vibrations that we're getting through all this media and television, internet streams, and you know, um, the issues that the way our jobs and all the social systematic issues that we deal with. Like, it's so many things plaguing our spirits,
Mhm.
that are getting in the way. Right. That's right. That's right, fire. But you put your government up there, boy. Hey. But yeah, that's right. Most of the conversations that are being had are cyclical conversations. They're just going nowhere. They just circle and circle and circle.
Mhm.
So on the platform, we're about resolution solutions, or at least beginning to build. Ain't none of this, as deep as we in, it's murky waters we dealing with. We've been in murky for a long time. I don't know, it's beyond murky, but
Mhm.
to even begin to sift, to begin to get
Mhm.
through, to even try to get to the surface,
Yeah.
we gotta begin to talk about some of these things. So, I know Dawn had something good to say when we were talking. When Queen had asked about, um, she said she didn't want no. Her and Bree said they didn't want any new friends. I mean, no new associates. They weren't taking friend applications. And Dawn, I think I think where our conversation, the beginning of the conversation, we were caught up on individual situations in regards to just having a real girlfriend. The core,
Mhm.
the core of the conversation really is about it. It's not really about that girlfriend thing. It's about sisterhood, looking out for your neighbor, sisterhood, brotherhood kind of thing.
Mhm.
There once was where you could go to your neighbor for a certain thing. Your neighbor would look out for you. Your family member would look out for you. There was a certain kind of understanding Whether it didn't matter if we were friends, we didn't have to be friends. There was just like that when there's certain times come, ain't no need for conversation. There's an understanding of us being women and we're just here
Mhm.
to help. That's kind of what the core of this conversation is
Right.
about, was
Right.
about. Um, Friendships, that's a whole nother thing. This is
Right.
yeah. The
Yeah.
core of the conversation really is about um
Sisterhood.
yeah,
Yeah.
sisterhood, and Dawn touched on that. I think she kind of gave some clarity to that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good to have these conversations too and have different, you gotta it's good to one have segments of these conversations because conversations like this are so broad
Mm-hmm.
that you're not going to unpack it all in one conversation. I don't care if you had hours long conversation. This conversation is not going to just be unpacked. So you got to segment it, right? Um,
Right.
but I'm sorry. Hello. Yeah, you got to segment the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, it,
I
it,
think
it,
that excuse me for I
no,
think that, like, for example, Dawn and Keisha, the person that you were speaking of, Dawn and Keisha and I, we've been friends, I think, like 40 years. It was 40 years of friendship. We have got married together, divorced together, married again together, seasons of not talking to one another, cry together, love together, homeless. I'm homeless. They step up, take me in, feed me, clothe me, encourage me. Those friends. Now, I talked about nobody hearing the silent scream. Um, sometimes it's a distraction because they could have been going through what they were going through personally themselves in the same season. But for the most part, they are those ones that be like, yo, what's going on? I'm picking you up, right? I'm picking you up. Something is off. Or, you know, just a sisterhood that, lost of family members, moms, dads, being there, sisters, or whatever, tragedy, trauma, just 40 years of friendship that is unbreakable. I'm be honest with you, I'm closer to those two girls than I am my blood sisters, right? So when you talk about a sisterhood, it goes beyond that DNA, but it comes into a spiritual DNA or a DNA of like-mindedness or a DNA. Those people, one of the things that I'm gonna be touching on in 2023 is your prime players, right? Those key five people that you have in your life, and P representing the person that's gonna pray for you. The R representing the person who has the right resources for you. The I is the person who deals with your image. The M is your mentor, and the E is the person that keeps you engaged. You hear what I'm saying? So you got to have those five prime people in your space.
hey,
You mute, yeah.
I know I had to mute to let you drop that. You see this one right here. That's why I love her. She be dropping it, y'all. Say it again. Say it again, girl. I before E, except after C. Drop it one more time.
You gotta have the five prime players in your life. The P, the person who prays for you. The R is the person who has the right resources for you. The I is the person who deals with your image. The M is your mentor, and the E is the person who keeps you engaged. You gotta have those five people around you, and those five people can touch you in five different ways. Those five people can be those ones that can tell you, "Nah, sis, you in your flesh," or "Nah, sis, that's not ladylike. Nah, sis, you wrong, right?
Mhm.
That person that's praying for you may not be that one that you talk to every day. That could be the
Right,
person she's interceding for you, or he's
right.
interceding for you, right? The person who gives you the right resources. Those resources can be financial, they could be informational, they could be mentally, they could be physical, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? but that person who has resources for you to help you get to your next place. Those prime people will help you in destiny. Some of
Right.
them, those are the ones that you can take beyond destiny's door. Because some of us, like, Aisha, I can definitely say for both, I'm sorry, life,
It's okay.
we can definitely say, I believe that when God allowed you to come into my life in these past 5 years, he intentionally placed you in my life for such a time as this, because he took our relationship outside of the four walls of corporate America, right? The nonprofit, the association, and we became friends. We cry
Mhm.
together. We sit and we talk about intimate things together. And
I mean,
so,
I don't want to get deep, because of the sensitivity of certain stuff, but it wasn't planned, but through
yeah,
your organization, you did a major, major, major blessing upon one of my
all
set of
right.
family members. And I'm so thankful that to just even be a part of that. I mean, how all of that came together. Like, that's what I mean about that synergy. Like, everything
Mm-hmm.
happens for a reason,
Yeah.
but that was beautiful, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. And
Yes.
we
But
gonna talk
and
about
listen,
that didn't
yeah,
get the
but
exposure that it was supposed to get, but we're gonna talk about that because that
yeah,
right there was on a whole nother level. And that's what I mean about sisterhood. Like,
exactly.
we
Exactly.
could go and get caught up on, oh, well, that's the co-worker and blah 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 on both sides. And
Mhm.
we can go into on a deeper level about them co-worker friendships and those who say we
Mhm.
friends versus real level of friendship and sisterhood,
Come
and,
on.
and those kind of things. And
Yeah.
that's across the board on any level. So again, we talking about, again, raising the vibration, um, showcasing I got a few hashtags that I use. One of them is welcome to my queendom, and on libations and conversations, honey, welcome to my queendom, because this is
Come
the level and the
on.
frequency that we are raising things on. You know, we're queens over here. I'm
Mhm.
a queen. I don't know. Listen, I'm a queen. I know I'm a queen. Ain't no
Yeah.
doubt about that. And step out the way of this queendom if you ain't trying to be a part of, get on board with, work together, whatever. If it's not on some higher vibrating, enlightened kind of path, then I don't want no part of it. And if it's not authentic, and Kimberly Williams, KCW Moments, she's one of them true blues. And that's that's what we bring you to the platform. I told you it's all about inspiring content, inspiring people, engaging conversations. It's
Mhm.
that village movement, baby. Stay true to you. Welcome to my queendom. Welcome to our queendom. How about that?
Mhm.
Because I'm not the only queen. It's a lot of us out there. It's a lot of us out there. And then as we walk into 2023, Kimberly Williams is one of them. You see me showcase Alexis Graves. She's another. Kia with Lachey Crochets with Love. If I hope I got that right. But I'm bringing sisters and brothers, my kings and queens, to the platform, that are true kings and queens that are doing some great things out here. And again, like I say, raising the vibrations, raising the frequencies, trying to do something better, you know. So I hope you guys are enjoying the conversations tonight. Again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, baby.
Yeah.
Um, smash that love button, smash that
Yeah.
love button. So I think we about an hour and a half in. What else do we want? What else did we talk about on the live? I mean on the conversation that day. We also talked about
We talked about relationships between men and women. That's when Brother
yeah.
Brent came in, and he was talking about how there's a certain percentage of men who are locked up, and you know what I'm saying, and because we were talking about the
Well,
sisterhood.
before he talked about it, you
Yeah,
actually touched on it first. So you
yeah,
actually said some good stuff because you were just shedding light on outside of. He said, "Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Take that, take that."
yeah. Your niece is trying to come in. She texted me,
Well, tell
y'all
her to come
still
on
not.
in. Come
I
on,
just
how
sent
long?
her the link.
Listen, tell her we might be on for about another 30. Unless this conversation, unless we get some more coming in. I mean, we done held it down for an hour and a half, and we've been doing a great job at it. I mean,
Yeah,
if some more queens or kings want to chime in, we might go a little bit longer, but tell her we might be on for another 30.
yeah,
See how the conversation go. But
yeah.
yeah, but you touched on outside of the sisters about the brothers, the struggles that they go through, and that, we need to give them some grace. So, if you want to touch on some of that.
Yeah, we talked on that. We talked about how in the sisterhood and the movement, and we as sisters, and we were talking about how Black women really move the temperature gauge. Whether it be in politics, whether it be in corporate America, small business, and things of that nature. And a lot of times when we are that, we come off as that alpha female, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard sometimes for the men to kind of find their footing in there because of how they've been beat down, or different things like that, and then finding that support,
Right.
you know, from men, and women. So Brother Brent came in and he was talking about the percentage of men who are locked up, and it's how women, the funnel to support, like, because some men, can't vote. We found out, my boy from down in protect our vote and let my brothers vote and stuff like that down in Florida,
Uh-huh.
when they passed that legislation for people who were former felons, as long as they didn't have certain, as a felon, you need to check to make sure because some felons can vote if you paid your restitution, you put your time in, and different things like that. Some of those rights should come back to you. But if you don't know that, then the
Right.
man usually has to talk through the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a lot of us women, in all of our she-ra, hoopla, we don't know how to find our footing sure in between. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
between, as we're
Yeah.
getting our brothers' backs, or we're helping our brothers out, trying to get to the next level. Because number one, they already got a problem because they're a black man in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and then so they're battling every day when they walk out of the door. But then
And I
will
think
we at that safe place when they come back home? Or are we ourselves spreading the toxicity from the sisterhood into the family dynamics?
I would say yes to that. Yes. I mean, without even giving anything behind it, I would say yes. I think part of the problem is, we also talked about strength. Shout out to the Doc Prince. Thank you for gracing the platform tonight. If there's anything that you hear, because we want to hear from all generations. If there's anything that you hear tonight, you want to chime in, and don't feel like because we're elders, that you don't have any insight. If there's anything that you want to touch on, feel free to chime in. The platform is open for everybody. But I think part of the problem is, we talked about Black women and our strength, and we've always had to be strong. And you touched on post traumatic slave syndrome, and a lot of us don't want to. I think that's a twofold conversation. One is something that we can't dismiss. If you think that what's happening to us today doesn't have anything to do with the past, then you sadly mistaken. You need to really understand this. Is when they talk about, when they dismiss science and religion, all of this stuff applies. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's one. Two, and then the other side of that post-traumatic slave syndrome, there's also a part of that you know uh, some of us, or a part of that conversation, we need to stop playing the world's smallest violin, be accountable, and figure out a game plan, right? But with that being said, Black women have had to be strong. We have had to do so much, so much, no matter what generation that yeah, thank you, Fire, for that generational conditioning. And that's on both sides. But we have just been conditioned a certain way. And, you touched on Willie Lynch. We were conditioned as slaves. They positioned us, played us against each other, did brutal things, deep deep rooted psychological things. And if you understand anything about the mind, psyche, science, and things of that nature, when trauma sets in, it then affects your DNA.
Hey,
That DNA transfers into your offspring and carries on for generations and generations. And it's all dependent on or contingent on how deep rooted that trauma is. You know, so when you talk about just a Black woman, again, you know, we can this is a conversation to be compartmentalized, and you can go on and on and on, but we just talking about this right here for this moment. Black women have had to carry so much. And I had on that show that I was talking about, hey Bree Boo, thanks for joining the conversation. If you want to come on a live, the StreamYard link is pinned at the top of the chat. Hit it and we'll let you on in. But we've had to carry so much. And with that, I was saying that earlier that I sit on this show. You know, it's a male men's show. And I think I brought this up before. I was years ago member of First Baptist. Shout out to First Baptist members. And John Jenkins. I'm not a member, but I am an unofficial member, I guess. You know, that I've been going there for years. But you know, I'm more so a broader. You know, I don't get caught up under the umbrella of religion. You know, I've read a lot. You know, all of this stuff is connected. We all have the same creator, so I don't get caught up in that. But particularly John Jenkins, he had made this statement one time. I think I was watching one of his DVDs years ago, and he made a statement about a woman, and I made this statement on this show. You know, women, and you can apply this in the conversation to men, but we're talking about women. But women, we can do anything. Okay, we can do anything. We can do everything with leaving room for certain physicalities, and you know, of course. But we can do anything. But we are meant to do. We have roles. We are designed to have play certain positions, despite whatever positions we can play or feel or whatever. And when you start to put too much, or when a woman encompasses too much on her plate that is outside of her design, that's when you get more of the chaotic behavior, sporadic behavior, all of that stuff that we're known to be crazy and all that kind of stuff for. So with all of that, what I got from that is, you know, regardless of what she's capable to do, she has a role and she's designed to play a certain position. And when that plate runneth over, you get what you get. So in talking about us as Black women, our plate been ran over. So, you know, I say, you know, when we're having these conversations, you know, when the men have conversations about us, I think we just collectively need to give each other grace, because we come from a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma on both sides. And we just need to find a way to fix it. We just need to find a way to fix it.
I want to chime in right here, and I know I might lose some people who might like go to talk about this.
Stay with us, y'all.
But
don't forget to hit that, smash that love button, subscribe, share, tell a friend. You listening to Libations and Conversations. We talking about, it's the Sistar Cypher tonight, holiday edition.
I know that's real. I love it. You know me. When we talk about where we come from, I think, and when we talk about this sisterhood, this brotherhood, and we as a people coming together, men and male and female, when we go back, it depends on what you believe. Okay, so I'm just talking about from my belief system.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's open. I mean, you got we're free. We're free up here. We're free. Ain't no, free. You know, we're free.
And I make no apologies for it.
Don't.
When we say where we come from, right? We as women, we come from men. We come from a man, right? In the beginning, he created male and female, but he created man first, put him to sleep, and out of him, he formed us. Scientifically, medically, It shows when you go in, the man has one less rib cage, all that other stuff. It's been proven, right? So, a lot of times the conversation can start and go sour, like, well, when women, and we, how we get the woman in, and like,
We get
but
we get caught
you
up in the particulars. Don't lose the message over the particulars.
I love it. Don't lose the message. Check it out. And so we come from a man, right? Now, after the initial woman came out of Adam, then we come with childbirth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we come by way of a woman. Because
Womb
we come,
man.
yes,
Uh-huh.
we come out of the man, and the woman, we incubate, we nurture, and then we release it into the world. We give birth to it. But until we can understand that and know that we can't recreate, procreate without one another.
How
We
about
need each.
How about that? Wait a minute.
This one right here, she is killing me. Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's why I love her. That's how she's been my hype girl for a long time, right? She keeps me hype. But I'm just saying, we have to realize that we need one another.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So out of man, he formed and created us. So our ability to think on our feet, our ability to give birth, our ability to help and nurture and stuff came out of him. And he separated us because Adam wasn't satisfied with what he saw. He couldn't, yes, Bree, you better say it. Don't lose the message over the specific. You can't separate the two. We are one. We are one.
One can't exist. One can't exist without the other. We need each other to procreate. We need. Listen, that's why. Think about it like this. Come on, y'all. Some of this shenanigans you don't need. It's common sense.
It's common.
Why is the man given a female chromosome and why is the woman given a male chromosome? Come on now. Come on now. We need each other. And all of this stuff you're just wasting a lot of time, and the clock is ticking. The clock.
Listen, because even when you talk about recreation and childbirth, let me tell you something. My kids. You know how we always had this conversation, like, oh, I should have never married him, or I should have never been with him, but I sure thank God for my baby. But guess what? Your baby was gonna hit this earth regardless whether or not you carried it or not. Because the baby came from him. If his sperm didn't hit your egg.
Well, the egg had to give him a Dave Chappelle.
Listen. If his sperm,
the egg had to give him the Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying?
Hit your egg, and that light, you understand? It was cataclysmic, and that light and life. You would just be walking around camp, and it's, oh my gosh, I hear God right now. That's just, if you even think, let's get a little technical, let's go a little deeper. That's why every month you bleed, because those eggs that weren't germinated, those eggs that didn't reproduce nothing, it washes out of your body. It is of null effect. It is no use to you, so you gotta bleed so that you can get that dead thing out of you. You don't even get life until he ejaculates. Come on. I'm just saying we need one another.
Well, look.
I ain't trying to preach, but
look. I ain't mad at you preaching. I ain't mad at you preaching, but I just want to make sure, this is the Sistar Cypher. So we have a free flowing conversation, but I don't want to make sure we don't go too far left. I think that was the segment about addressing. Go ahead.
We gotta love on our brothers.
We
gotta love on ourselves. We gotta love on our brothers, right?
Yes.
I love that seventh element. We gotta love on ourselves,
We
but we
do.
also have to understand our purpose for
Yes.
being here,
Yes.
right?
And
And
and our purpose for why it's so important of why we need each other. I don't care, this whole conversation about this woman not needing a man and the man not needing a woman. And the men aren't saying they don't need women. They just saying they don't need the one woman.
or they don't need a mouthy woman, or they don't need the
Whatever,
strong,
whatever. So I have on my, well, before, because I want to double back. I want to, yes, we have to shout out the brothers and thank you for doing that. They're important piece of this, important piece of the puzzle. As much as if we're talking about sisters and our accountability, I think that's one of the disservices that we're doing these days. And again, this conversation, if you're taking it towards you, then maybe you need to do some self-evaluation. This is not for the people that are thinking like this and that are moving towards steps of being better and treating their men better or being more patient with their men or anything like that. This is for just the majority of the climate and the conversation and what we're seeing posted in front of us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. The conversation or what's being promoted is a negative image.
Mhm.
And we want to just let you know that we care about you guys. We love you guys. We understand your positions. We wanna play our positions effectively, but we need you guys to play yours effectively.
Mhm.
So this is a team thing. Teamwork make the dream work. So again, going back about the sisters, I think in talking about what you were saying about the brothers, I think as Black women, we can be when I think we had the conversation. I made a comment about us being status driven and having a certain image of what is it? I don't even know, but we're very status driven and a lot of Black women like the cool guy. I don't care what level, what degree, where she falls on the scale. We like a certain kind of guy to have a certain kind of swagger, whatever that swagger is.
That thug
There is a prototype for all of us Black women, for the most part, that we see our men. Funny enough, we see them in a kingly warrior kind of mindset, right? Because that's really what it comes down to: is we want that warrior king. We want him to have a certain vernacular, talk a certain kind of way, walk a certain kind of way, and all of that. But yet, it has to be packaged in the way that we see it, the way we imagine it, right? And maybe some of that has been, I'm sure some of that's been promoted, engraved into us as well. So you got a lot of guys out here that meet the criteria. That you got some great Black men out here. You got some great men out here, but because they don't meet our criteria, we minimize them and diminish their light, and make them feel lesser than,
or vice
so
versa, or vice versa.
yeah, no, vice versa. But
Yeah.
we talked about the men for a minute, so I'm just trying to pull the conversation back. But
Mhm.
yeah, definitely vice versa. We don't even need to go there. You know, but
But
uh,
let me ask you this, life.
wait.
Let
Post
me
up Bree's comment. We'll get into that. Go ahead, say yours, and I want to
let me
post
ask
Bree's
this,
comment.
life. So, do you think that our healing to end the toxicity amongst the sisterhood
Mhm.
is the core and the sources through the man?
It's interesting that you say that. It is interesting that you say that. We getting deep. I don't know. We might lose some people. I don't know where. I don't know. Because funny enough, I have been processing this lately with this content creator stuff and the conversations that I've been having and again sitting on some of these conversations that I'm privy to. I have been contemplating that thought in my mind. I actually would probably say yes. because that is how my mind has been. That's where my mind has been leaning towards. Now, I say that being very treading lightly because this is what I'll say about my brothers. I love my brothers. We got some great intellectuals, some great leaders out here. But we got a lot of people with power with agendas.
Uh-huh.
Even the people that got the right mindset, right? So with men, what I find, and brothers, forgive me or not. And again, this is not about all of y'all. Just like you guys are sharing your opinions, we're sharing our opinions. I personally find that men are not their maturity level when it comes to certain things. And I'm bringing this up because of me answering this question about their leadership, because it depends, right? You could have a man that understands his leadership and his role, and he could be a great leader, but then he has an issue with this, right? And I'm not saying I'm not casting the person out or anybody out because of their sins or lust, whatever the issues are, right? But I'm saying this because when I say yes to the brothers and say yes, I believe that they may be the key to us building a pathway back to uniting, or I want them to understand their power, but not manipulate it.
Yeah.
If we talking about healing, we healing. Don't use your power. It's one thing I learned. Because I was one of those conscious sisters. I used to wrap my head and had a locks, and back in my 20s and stuff, girl, I was like Erica Badu, honey. She was the best thing smoking. I went through all the phases and all of that kind of stuff. So, and one of the things we learned during that era is these conscious Hotep brothers, these right knowledge, these brothers that got so much information and knowledge, they pimping out here too. So, I just want to be cautious. And yes, I believe my answer to that question is yes. I think yes. And I say that because women, unfortunately, we move when men speak. And that's probably all part of the design and going back to what we talking about, the design of us, but I'm just going off of the conversations. Seventh Element Production said most have been taught to manipulate at a young age before being taught how to be men. Very true. And same thing for the ladies. But yes, my answer to your question is yes. I think the men are the key. It's just I'm fearful of, just like always. That's why I say I'll never be on anybody's full team. I might be an affiliate, but a lot of people start off with a good agenda. I mean, start off with a mission or with the right intention, and then it always kind of seems to manifest into a private agenda, or a small collective agenda, and that's a problem. They lose focus, But yeah, I would agree with you. I think that answer may be yes. And for the women listening, that does not take away anything from who we are, the power we have, our position, none of that. It's just, again, the position, how we're designed. But definitely women react when men say stuff, women move. It don't matter. Men can do right, wrong, dirty. We sit here and shit on our sisters, and men do us dirty. They do us dirty, 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 honey, a million times over. And we'll hold a sister accountable for for a little bit of nothing. How about that? So when I say that is, I guess it's just the position and the power and the design. But I do notice, I think the men are the key. I know one of the brothers in the collective, he had posted the other day. He occasionally posts, and I don't know if he's listening. I don't want to shout him out. I don't know. Matter of fact, I'll shout him out. He put it on his Facebook page. Shout out to XOZO. He's part of the Grim God universe, Splits and Mischief. But he posts a lot of stuff on his page, sometimes social media page, about some of the run-ins and issues that he has with women. And I forget what he posted a couple of days ago, but I had put a comment under his post about don't give up on us, right? I had a revelation, and I can't remember what a conversation I was listening to having. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But in the moment, I guess his post came maybe right after I had this revelation. And basically it was, the same thing that the black woman has provided to the black man, even though we're out of whack right now, is we have been there through and through. At the end of the day, we love their dirty draws and then some, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at a place now where the black man has to, in order to, for us to move into a certain position of healing, I think the black man has to think of us and have give us grace in the same manner that we've always given them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the healing to the black woman, is them giving us grace. If they continue to cancel us out, then it's going to be what it is. Same thing on both sides. But I think now the test is really about the black man giving the black woman grace. Regardless of all our issues, all of the platforms we've had, and all of the things that are being said. Yes, men have the right to say and address the things they have to address. And yes, women have always had a platform and all that kind of thing. But women, black women have always been there to clean up the messes and protect the resilience we've shown. We've always been there to be to support the umbrella and a lot of other things for the black man. So I think the key to healing the black woman may be them extending the arm the same way. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there. That was just a question. We paying advocate right here.
I know.
Because like if I could just go biblical for a moment, it says that the man is the lowercase Lord over the woman's body. Over the and they can speak healing just like we can speak healing over our spouses, over our men, and we have that power to speak life to a situation, right? To a dead thing, sometimes we can come in and say, like, if we look at a scripture and say, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing in the favor of the Lord, and obtain the favor of the Lord. A man could be doing well for himself, but it ain't till I show up that the favor really hits him. And
Right.
it should, when you meet that right person, it should get easier. You know what I'm saying? Even in the storms of life,
Right.
we at least we're together, and we can make it together. And I think that when it looks at the toxicity of the sisterhood, sometimes there's a lot of competition um in the sisterhood, because the ratio of you, if you want a black man, the way society and the media is going to pitch it is that we, women, we outnumber the men. But do we
Mm-hmm.
really? Or like you said, we have our preferences,
Mm-hmm.
right? They don't come looking the way we want them to look, or their background is not what we want, or you know what I'm saying. But then when you have
Right.
also throw in these numbers where some men don't want a woman, some men want a man. You understand? And some women want a woman. So then the playing field starts to level out a little, right?
Yeah,
Now,
that's
I
a
will
yeah.
say, I
2023 is coming.
listen,
Libations and conversations, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. Go
we got
ahead.
a lot to talk about. It kind of levels out to some degree the ratios, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
also when could we, we want, if you want a black man or you want a black woman, as a sister, do we want the black man, or are we open to, other communities, or whether they're white, black, or whatever? Because one thing about black, I don't care if it's from us or the daddy, we gonna still get a black baby. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to really, we have to make a decision
Right.
within ourselves as sisters to say, what part of the solution or the equation are we going to be in? Are we going to be the problem? What is the problem? And X is the solution, right? How do we get
Right.
to the solution? Is it going to be our business to be a solution and love on and grow and take the time to heal on the inside of us? Most of the time, you got some women who bring toxicity because they got daddy issues, right?
Right.
They got daddy issues or they got mommy issues. So like you said, we're so strong, and our mothers were single mothers, and they showed us how to be this strong, dominant, get everything done woman, but she didn't give you balance because she didn't teach you how to be a wife.
And,
Right?
and more than likely because she wasn't taught.
Exactly. So you have
Generational conditioning.
exactly. You got these generations, and like you said, we talked about at the pancakes and pajamas about the Willie Lynch and pitting one another. After we left, whatever, after our ancestors left Africa and we landed, as what Malcolm X says, we didn't
Land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on
like
us.
us. Once they landed on us and we got here, we were conditioned not to be a family unit, but to be an object and property to reproduce, not only reproduce in children, but reproduce and to till the land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we had to procreate, we had to create something out of nothing. We built this country on our back. Women are strong, but we ain't no stronger
Bree,
than
click the link. I'm sorry. Can we try and
that's
get
okay.
Bree to jump in here? In the meantime, while she's trying to figure out, Bree, there's a link pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. It should be at the top of the StreamYard chat too. There's a StreamYard link that'll let you right on in, bring you into the conversation. Come on in here and join the Libations and Conversation KCW Moments Mashup. Sistar Cypher Holiday Edition, y'all. Don't forget, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for Kim joining me tonight, and just just us having some sister time, us having some real conversation, because this is what sisterhood, no matter what your color is, sister brotherhood, it's about us lifting each other up. Real friendship, real family is about people that are going to tell you the truth. They're not going to always tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the truth. And here on Libations and Conversations and the Grim God Universe, Spliffs and Mischief, we're a village movement. We're all about moving the higher mindset forward. We doing this stuff for the Most High. We doing this for the Most High. We trying to free ourselves. We trying to free our minds, free our physical and our spiritual sides.
Right.
So as you guys are joining the conversation tonight, please do not forget to love, share, subscribe, smash that love button on the way in. Join the conversation. Thank you guys for those that have tuned in, that are tuning in, that will also catch this on a replay. It's the Sistar Cypher Holiday Edition. We just talking about, the toxicity in sisterhood and some of the things that we just go through, the trials and tribulations of us as Black women, of our individual experience, the experience that others have with us, the experience of our loved ones, experiencing us. It's like a little tongue twister right there. Experiencing us, and being transparent in that. I'm all about growth. I'm all about being a better version of myself. I don't like being stagnant. I don't like staying in the same place. So yeah, I'm always challenging myself first, and bringing that to you guys. Let's challenge each other to be better versions of ourselves. So we are all about on Libations and Conversation, raising the frequency, baby. It's that village movement. Tune in, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm here with my girl Kimberly Williams of KCW Moments, and we just chopping it up today. I have Pure Fire. I don't know if he is listening in, if he's ready to tune in. I got you live here. We had some brothers at the holiday brunch, and you were chiming in. I know one of your background comments is that's because the brothers live in silence. So we don't want to continue to silence you guys. If you are available.
Hey, look, if you gonna quote me right.
Turn turn your volume down. Turn it down.
I said, if you're going to quote me correctly. I said men suffer in
Oh, I'm
silence.
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. And again, I curtsy on you. So sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Let me get it right. Yeah. But yeah, we don't want to silence you guys. I don't think that's our intention. So,
And two, I believe it's at our own detriment, our own fault, as well as we, like I said, we're conditioned like that.
well,
We feel we have to take on the world, and it's all on our shoulders.
I think the conditioning, yes, yes, the conditioning is on both sides. Yes, I know what you guys go through. The world is on your shoulders and then some. Um, but I think they just have us. The programming is all jumbled up. Our programming is all jumbled up. We aren't living the way we should be living. We aren't practicing, our spirituality.
And
Exactly.
that's the plan they designed.
Exactly. And we're trying to get back on track. We're trying to find our way back to whatever the track is, all of that good stuff. So I think it is a conversation, guys. Again, I'm always trying to find a balance. The conversation, like, let's stop pointing the fingers. Let's just find a bridge. Let's find a bridge.
Let's agree
Yes.
the yellow brick road is stained with urine.
Listen.
That's why it's yellow.
Yeah. And if I could, and pure fire, if we could, and can we go a little? Can
Wait a
you
minute.
tap?
Somebody tried to pop in. Hold on. I think I found it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all got to do something. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to let y'all, I'm come out and come back in.
Pure fire. Can you tap into that men suffering in silence? I think that we need to hear as women again, because I really think that our healing and our toxicity is going to be through the unification of male and female. And with that being said, how do we begin to hear you in your silent scream? You feel what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know I
yeah,
know you know
and what it
that.
is men are told, men are supposed to be seen as strong, not weak. And most men feel weak when they're being transparent or vulnerable.
Mhm.
So in turn, they internalize their anger, their grief, and that's the weight of the world that I'm speaking on. We could talk about the white man and all that. That's a whole. It's all part of it. But if you want to talk about that, that's what it is. It's the perception of being weak.
Right. Can you turn your mic down just
Because
a
that's what we've
tad?
been taught.
Can you turn your mic down just a tad? Because you got
I
a
am so
God
sorry.
voice.
I have such just a strong voice. I'm so
I
sorry.
know,
I'm
I
so
know. I
sorry.
love it. I love it.
Can
I'm
you hear
sorry,
me?
y'all. I'm
One,
sorry.
two, 1, 2. Is that
So
better?
it's
Is that any better?
what up, Bree? What up, Bree?
Is that any
I don't
better?
want to get too grown and sexy for you guys. What up, Bree? That's better. Thank you so much.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
yes, we can hear you. Welcome to Libations and Conversations. Thank you for joining the live feed.
No problem. I would have my camera on, but I just took my braids out, so I'm
It's
looking
okay. We see
crazy.
your braids. They popping. They popping in the picture. Go ahead.
But I really am enjoying this conversation because I think that as a millennial, as someone who's getting ready to cross into their 30s, and being I've been married for the last almost 6 years, so I haven't been out there like that, but I think that
You
you
got
know
skin in the
it's
game, girl. You got skin in the game.
and seeing a lot of, like you said, TikToks and Instagram conversations and different podcasts where men talk about the things that they want in a woman. And sometimes I even go as far as hearing things of like, oh, why we don't why some black men don't want to be with a black woman because of the way they perceive us to be, as we're extra or we're too strong or we're too independent.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback off of something that y'all said, which was, we a lot of times, we've as women, we've been trained to be independent and not necessarily depend on a man to do the things that, you know, a man
And let me say this real quick. There's a little feedback, an echo coming back, but let me say this, not to interrupt you before you get too far into that. I want to put this disclaimer in that that's because we've done it. You know what I mean? We've put in that work. So some of that is there's got to be room given for that. There's got to be room given for that. What you thinking, Kim? I saw your eyes go boom, boom, boom.
And the reason why I say that, because when I think back, and I know I keep going back, because see, key for me in 2023 in this recompense, we going back and we taking back what was, right? And I have to keep going back to our ancestors. And we keep saying that, sis, because we've had to be strong. But we didn't have to be no stronger than the man had to be strong. Now listen, because when we had our babies, we were sent back to the field. Our men slept with us, that we were bred, and then they took them to another plantation. You understand what I'm saying? And we didn't have to be no more than what they had to be, right? Men have to be strong every day.
They do.
They have to be strong every day. They not only, we trying to get ourselves together as women and trying to get with our brothers, but we also got to fight white America. We got to fight the Karens and the Kens. We trying to fight. We all
and the Boonquishas. Them too now.
Right. And
them too.
Because you know that moves into colorism. It moves into all of these, like you say, titles and organizations and things of that nature. We have to stop the divide. Brothers are battling and going through and having to be strong just like we are. But society, media, our mommy, our daddy issues, because daddy was always working. He wasn't in the home. So girls, all they saw. We teach little girls from babies the white picket fence, a husband and having babies. But we never teach our sons to be husbands. We never allow our sons to cry. You yo, suck that up. Don't do that. So we like Pure Fire said, their silence is because the voice was taken from them in the house.
Right.
Because you know our generation, you do as I say, not as I do, and a child need to stay in a child's place. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And everything is shut down. And so I just want to come in and just say, when I hear my sisters say stuff like that, because we've had to be, we ain't had to be no more than what a man had to do. Because
no. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm just saying it as a middle ground of how we understand each other.
So now check this out right here. I'm glad you used that word excuse, because this is something else that I've learned in mental health and therapy. There's an excuse and there's a reason. What I gave was the reason. But a lot of people use it as an excuse. How do we build the bridge that you talked about to get us in the middle of the bridge and we can get over?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So I want you to pause there, because I know Bree was saying something. So I want to get her in, because she's from the younger generation. You know, she's a voice of the youth. So you go ahead and continue your thought, Bree.
Just to piggyback off of what my mom said, I definitely agree. I think that we have to extend grace to both sides. There has to be some type of, like you said, some type of middle ground where both sides have to acknowledge where each side was hurt or, taken advantage of, or whatever the issue or topic is, because I think that this one specific conversation opens the door for so many other conversations.
Yes,
like,
that's why I say this got to be compartmentalized. This could go on and on and on. Yeah.
you can take this you could take this down so many other different roads
Exactly.
than, just sisterhood.
How about that? Right.
So I think that just like I said, just being a young person that's married, like I said, I've been married for almost 6 years, and so even looking at my husband as a black, a strong black male, seeing how he's had to mature over the years, and as a woman, it's like, because there was a time where we were down, but I was holding it down, and I'm the one that's working, I'm the one that's doing it, I'm the one that's doing it.
But that's the part though, Bree, that I think some of us as women, black women, because we focus on us, we get it twisted. Like we think, like, yes, we have our roles, yes, we have our positions, but that doesn't mean that we don't cross positions. You know what I mean?
That's one thing.
When now he may have a certain position to play, but sometimes, especially in today's, ooh, bless you, hallelujah, thank you, favor upon you. but it doesn't mean that I lost my dang on train of thought making that
you
joke.
Say right there, you said that doesn't mean that the positions don't cross.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that the positions don't cross. He may have, his position may be to secure, sustain, provide, whatever, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't crisscross into that. But that doesn't mean that you don't also sometimes switch and change roles to support him in the event of when his position, he doesn't have that footing. So
right.
we it's interchanging. It's just all about the balance of it all. It's interchanging.
That's one thing that I have. That's one thing that I can say that I've definitely learned in my marriage is knowing how to, because in every relationship, each person is going to have an up season and a down season. Yep. So we have to be willing to, he had to support me in my up season. I have to support him when, in his up season. If I'm down, you know what I'm saying? If I'm down,
I was going to say, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
He got to support me in my down season.
I'm sorry.
He got to support me in my down season and vice versa. And so I think that it's just, like I said, I've had to learn that, and I've had to learn how to extend grace, because it's easy to be hard on what somebody ain't doing. Right. When 9 times out of 10, there could be something that you ain't doing that they're not even voicing.
That's always the case. Understand, that's always the case.
And that's what I was going to speak to. It doesn't always have to be about a season. Let's say beyond your control, there's a reason you can't perform your duty anymore, that you be kicked out of your role by no fault of your own. Do you still honor that person? Or do you see them as useless?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good right there. That's good.
That's good teaching.
So I mean,
I'm quiet, but I'm
who wants to I know.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Who wants to go first? We can take,
I want to piggyback off of what Life said when she said that doesn't mean that sometimes it spins off. That's what God meant when he said he makes his woman his help meet. We are to help him meet in whatever way that there is. Like Brianna was saying, the down seasons. And I think that one of the things that I would say when I'm mentoring young ladies or speaking to Brianna, who happens to be my daughter, she is actually my daughter, but
she a little powerhouse too.
Absolutely.
Check out Bree's World. Hold up. Because we don't play on Libations and Conversations. We rep our brands, our imprints on here. And if you come on Libations and Conversations, we shouting you out, baby. We shouting you out because that's what it is. It's a village movement. So Bree, take time out to tell them about your channel and what you do, boo.
My name is Brianna Patterson Dorn. I am a young millennial mother I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 3, and I have a channel called Welcome to Bree's World. And basically, my channel is just about faith, family, fun. It's just a whole bunch of different things. Right now, I'm really focused on my lactation journey, being as though I just had a son almost 5 months ago. And so I'm really focused on my lactation.
Congratulations, mommy.
Thank you. I'm really focused on my lactation journey right now and really trying to bring light to Black maternal lactation and Black maternal issues that happen in the hospitals and things like that. And so that's kind of where my lane is right now. I'm working on getting some content together for that. But I have a YouTube channel, Welcome to Bree's World. There's a few videos on there. Y'all can go check them out. Like, comment, subscribe.
That's right. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen, support. Welcome to Bree's World. She's a young mother. You heard her. Come on, ladies. She's a young mother. 30. How old are you, Bree? If you don't mind.
I'll be 30 in July.
30 with 3 babies. So you already know. Say less.
And I'm a
working mother, and she's a wife, and she's a content creator. So y'all go over there and support her.
Yes,
the fact that she got more than one video, the fact she got one video of it, listen, kudos to her. You better go over there and like, share, subscribe.
And shout out my Facebook page, Brianna Michelle Dorn. You can go over there, check out my reels, all that stuff. You can
all of that stuff.
But let's get back into the conversation.
There we go.
And just real quick, type that all in the chat, Bree.
Sure thing.
Yeah, so they can follow you. But yeah, let's get back to the conversation. But and we're gonna wrap up soon. I think we did this conversation justice. I'm glad that we got to hear from the men, a voice of the men, a voice of the younger generation, and then just some sisters being transparent, being authentic, and being accountable. Shout out to the brothers and sisters out here being accountable.
I know that's right. And look, Life, I want to touch on something that you and I talked about earlier when we talk about the sisterhood, and Life was speaking life to me. And I love how, we both have this little disclaimer when we talking to one another. Am I just supposed to listen, or you want to hear my response?
Right.
How's this conversation going? And we happened to talk about relationships. I was talking to her about my recent relationship. And throughout the years, she has always, and I'm getting back to this sisterhood, ladies, this sisterhood where we have to have that sister that we can listen to, and we respect their response, whether it feel good or it don't, right? And it was so funny because I knew she was getting ready to hit me in the gut, right? And she always tries to give me a soft blow. And I was like, go ahead and just drop it. It's like, boom, just go ahead and drop it, right? But I was talking to her, and she kind of kicked it off, without going through everything that we talked about. She was saying, sis, you got to get to the place where you have to understand that just everybody just can't step to you, basically, is how I took it. Everybody just can't step to you. And just because they step to you, that don't mean you got to make it your assignment. Basically, that's how I took it, right? Because I am one of those women who try to find the good out of everybody, because I am a daddy's girl and a proponent of men. I love a man. I love the gift that God gave man. I am a big supporter of my brothers.
Yeah.
And so
y'all don't understand, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say this as you Black men, y'all don't understand how much we love you guys. Yeah. Y'all don't understand how important you are to us.
He said, tell us. My brother said, tell us.
You guys don't know. We love you guys. We love you guys. We need you guys. We want you guys. And that's from the beginning, from the time that we are born, from your position as fathers, uncles, brothers, cousins. It starts from there, and how you don't understand what a young woman, a young girl looks at every man in her life. We put you guys on a pedestal. So for you guys again, and this is also to let you guys know, for those conversations of the women that's out here saying, oh, they don't need a man and all that. At the end of the day, this is their version of I'm kind of chiming in as a female version of Jiminy Cricket. I'm telling you the truth. What their subconscious and conscious ain't telling y'all, honey. We need y'all. Y'all important. Y'all matter. And at the same time, don't give up on us. We haven't given up on y'all. Don't give up on us. So,
can we can we just cancel women talking about Happy Father's Day to me? Because at the end of the day, like, okay.
They saying Happy Father's Day to you and you married? I mean,
no,
I hear
like just like
that whole follow train. That whole follow train.
That whole like because I'm independent. I'm a single mom. I'm holding it down. I'm the mama and the daddy. Like, I get it, but can we just learn to celebrate our fathers? Just
because you don't see no men doing that. I'm a mama. You know what I'm saying? Happy Mama's Day to me. Men don't get into that drama.
Well, no. The men of today do, because now they be posting like, hey, y'all don't be asking me what we want for Father's Day, and y'all don't be asking me. It's all no. You got men now.
Cry you ass.
Hear what I'm saying?
You said cry you ass.
On Mother's Day, you do not hear men saying Happy Mother's Day to me because I'm a single father.
You know what?
No, men. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
In all reality, fuck both of those days, because you should not be getting a check on your resume because you take care of your fucking kids.
That's true.
How about that? Let me say this. All these damn holidays you can kind of do away with. We should be doing this all the time. We need to know how to do this on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Celebrate. You know what I mean? Not these holidays that have been put in front of us, and again talking about the psychological issues and all the other stuff that plague us. That's a whole nother thing within itself too. So
our conditioning has been conditioned.
Yeah, conditioned like a mofo out in here. So, all right, y'all. So I think this has been a great close to season 1 of Libations and Conversations.
Congratulations on season 1, girl.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, I'm so
yes.
I look.
Oh yes. Wait, hold up. Theme music. So, I'm just saying, this is the first year of season 1, y'all. Libations and Conversation, bringing you nothing but greatness, hotness, raising the vibrations. We a collective mindset here out in these streets, y'all. We just want to enlighten and inspire. Please don't forget to support, share, love, smash that love button, guys. It takes a lot to do this. And shout out to all the content creators out here that's raising the vibrations, raising the frequencies, trying to enlighten the people. It's already been a lot. It's levels to this adulting thing. We think as we are growing into our adulthood and when we're young teenagers and stuff like that, we can't wait to be an adult, right? And then you think that's it. I'm just an adult. I'm 18 to 21 or whatever, and I'm an adult. No, it's phases to this adulting thing, honey. And you got to constantly reevaluate, reassess, revamp, refresh, and all of that good stuff. And it starts with you. It starts with you first. You cannot pour into anybody. You cannot give to anybody if you don't take care of yourself first. So I just want to thank everybody. Thank you for all the new subs. We are I don't know. It's the day before New Year's Eve, and I was a couple weeks ago just saying, oh, I'll make it to 200 or 300 before the new year, by the new year. But Libations and Conversations is about to hit 1,000 subscribers, y'all. And I'm excited. Yes, you know, let me tell you, we just launched 2 months ago, and we about to hit 1,000 subs. And yo, let me tell you, I'm excited. I'm pleased. I'm humbled. Give thanks to each and every one of you guys. Keep tuning in. We're gonna keep raising the bar. Go ahead, baby.
Quick. Let me public service announcement. If you're in the room right now and you have not subscribed, please do. We are at 909 subs. All we need is 8 more, y'all. That's a little tiny number. That's
Come on now, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Bring me into the new year at 1,000. Bring me into the new year. Bring Libations and Conversations in the new year with 1,000 subs. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys. Libations and Conversations, again, we're here to I don't know, you know, I'm just here to do what I do, man. This has been a calling on my heart, on my spirit since I was a young girl. You know, it started there, and then I realized I had a love for this music thing and this hip hop thing, and a love for educating and inspiring people. And I just want to generate. That's what I'm trying to do in 2023. I'm closing out 2022, and I finally took the leap. But 2023, I'm trying to generate, man. I'm just trying to generate, raise the vibrations. If you guys are independent artists out here, I'm always looking for to share and promote my independent artists. Send me your music. Send it to libationsandconversations@gmail.com. That's libations with a Z, A-N-Z, conversations with a G. Conversations with a Z @gmail.com. Hit me up. Send me your music. Send me your videos. I will be more than honored to showcase your music. If you guys would love to be showcased on a platform and you're raising the vibrations, you know, you're an entrepreneur, you're an artist, you're a creative, you know, you just got some good stuff to say. You know, we built in 2023. So, you know, you just got some.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know, and on Libations and Conversations, we growing in the moment. We ain't worried about mistakes. Mistakes is what make you grow. So, you know, we're engaging and accepting of it all. So this just is a platform of love. Again, if you guys have not, I am again only a small portion of this collective mindset. Libations and Conversations is part of a much bigger collective. It's called Spliffs in Mischief. You can find us on YouTube. If you guys, my moderators, please drop it in the chat, post it up on the live feed. It's my collective crew. I am the first Grim Goddess of the Grim Gods universe. And if you would like to see more high frequency content like this, please check out the Spliffs and Mischief YouTube page, as well as the Black Rabbit Assassin YouTube page. We are raising the frequencies out here, guys. We are always down to collab. Again, we are 420 friendly on the Spliffs and Mischief channel. So if you guys, again, are independent artists or anything like that, and you're 420 friendly, please hit us up. Drop the Grim Gods email, drop the Libations and Conversations email. Again, if you are looking to showcase your business, your talent, or be a part of the conversations that we're engaging in here on the platform, please hit me up on Libations with a Z, A-N-D, and Conversations with a Z @gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube under the same name, Libations and Conversations. On IG, it's Libations with a Z, the letter N, and Conversations with a Z. Hit me up. We're spreading love here in 2022 and beyond. That's what we do, y'all. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, again, the content that we have put out thus far. Thank you to my girl Kimberly Williams of KCW Moments for engaging in this conversation in the Sistar Cypher, the Sistar Cypher with myself. Thank you to Bree of Bree's World. Welcome to Bree's World. Check out her platform for joining in a conversation of the Sistar Cypher, the holiday edition. And shout out to my infinite life, my infinite love, Pure Fire of Seventh Element Productions for just chiming in and being a voice for the brothers out here. And we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And to my brothers, thank you. And to my brothers, again, we love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. And to my sisters, we love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. We generating y'all. I hope everybody has had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful holiday. And I wish you nothing but a beautiful and blessed and prosperous 2023. You know, it's time to elevate. It's time to continue to educate. Let's raise the vibrations, y'all. This is the time. The Creator has given us time, and this is our time. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. All right. Thank you, guys, ladies and gentlemen. It's a
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Please do not forget to check out. Oh, Feliz Nuevo Años or Años Nuevo. That's right. To my Latino brothers and sisters, to all my international brothers and sisters, we love y'all, Libations and Conversations. Y'all, it's a village movement. We out.
We out. Deuces.
All right.